Hey guys, Brian Schroeder here with Faster House. We're talking about how to make more money on your rehabs. My goal is for you to keep more money in your pocket when you're done with your rehab. So this part is part 3, which is effectively managing the cost of that rehab. So let's talk about it. I got 4 tips for you here. One is carefully decide the scope of the rehab. When you get a house under contract, you're going out getting ready to rehab it. Go through it very carefully and decide what you're going to do and put together a nice scope of work. The specific thing I want to talk about here is you want the house to look really nice when you're done, but you also want to make money. So you want to decide which things are most important to do where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about a house we did recently and a decision we made. So this house was a nice 1,700 square foot ranch house in St. Charles. I think it sold for like $280,000. The house, when we bought it, the exterior had been maintained really well, but it was cedar, kind of a dark brown cedar, kind of like had a little bit of a dated look. But the inside hadn't been maintained well and needed work. So we decided we're going to do everything on the inside. Kitchens, baths, flooring, paint, everything. Because it needed it, and I felt like we'd get a good return on our money there. On the outside, we had a bid to replace that cedar siding with a nice looking new modern vinyl siding. The cost was to take the old cedar off and put the new on. It was honestly around $20,000, which sounds like a lot, but taking off that cedar is expensive. And I'm just rough, I'm going off the top of my head here too. What we decided to do was to leave that exterior the way it was, because it was in good shape, it had been maintained very well, it was just dated, and I didn't feel like we were going to get an increase of more than $20,000 on the sale price. So I didn't think we'd get our money back is ultimately what we decided. And we ended up listing it and it sold really well and we made good money on it. But you're always making those decisions. Can I get a good return on this, doing this particular item? So make very careful decisions on those and really think about them. Number 2, hire good, cost-effective contractors. So you might ask, where do I find them? And how do I keep them once I find them? So I'll give you a couple tips here. I've heard many times that the best contractors are at Lowe's and Home Depot at 7 o'clock in the morning on weekdays. And generally I find that to be true. So go hang out there. You're generally going to be looking for the 1 or 2 man shows or the real small businesses. The big companies are probably not going to be the cost-effective person. So look for the small guys and ask for referrals from the pro desk at Home Depot or Lowe's. Once you get a couple good contractors, I find that good contractors know other good contractors. Good painters know good electricians. Good electricians know good HVAC guys. Good HVAC guys know good roofers. You know, generally what I've found. The other thing is, ask other rehabbers in your area, other people that do really good rehabs at a cost-effective price. See if they will share with you some of the contractors that they're using. And then once you get them, how do you keep them? This is super important. I found that good quality contractors want 2 things. They want to be paid quick, so when they turn in a bill, pay them. Don't wait 2, 3, 4 weeks. Just pay them. And number 2 is communicate well. They want to be communicated with. It's common sense, but I find a lot of people that don't do it. Number 3, keep that rehab moving along, because time is money when you're rehabbing houses. So how do you do that? I think some of the most effective ways to doing that is, 1, have a good quality scope of work and a good plan in place. But number 2, check in regularly. I've seen so many contractors that don't go visit their properties, sometimes for a couple weeks. I always recommend visiting in person your properties at least twice a week. That way you'll know what's going on. Check in with your contractors and visit your properties. Number 4, where else can you save some money? I always ask rehabber friends, can you do any of the work yourself? So, quick story here. When I got into the rehabbing business, I wasn't a skilled carpenter or electrician or anything like that, but I was willing to do whatever it took. So for the first several years that I was doing this business, I was the demo man and the trash hauler. I could do that, and I actually really enjoyed it, honestly. And it kept me in touch with what was going on with that project. You know, I would be there on a regular basis, and the contractors saw me there on a regular basis. I think that helps too. The other thing is, do you know anyone that's willing to do side work? So I found some of the most cost-effective things you can do is with a contractor that works full-time for, I don't know, a big company or whatever, but they do side jobs. You know, a lot of times you can get work done on the side very inexpensively, especially if there's somebody you know in your network. So these are a few tips that I have for you to more effectively manage the cost of your rehabs and get them done quickly.